top, but I was alone at the bottom. Just $1 in a dream and I ain't even have a dollar. I'm grinding like it's no tomorrow. Yeah, the same ones that counted me out, now they gotta keep counting.
I'm here with the doggone esoteric rappers, artists. Well, I don't even want to call them rappers. We're going to call them artists because that's what they are. The creatives, Drumma SC and Dee Dray, by the way. All right, so let's get into it. Are you still by the way?
I'm always by the way.
Okay. So, first of all, let's talk about your newest joint project. I want to just put that out there first.
We have a collected project that we're doing together, untitled as of right now, but for the next 4 or 5 months or so, we're just going to be releasing one song at a time, and then we'll release some other records around these 4 or 5 other records. But the first one is the lead off, Out the Way, and you know, that's just the motto. We just want to get money, get paid, and stay out the way. We don't want to necessarily be in the mix, but in a necessary and needed mix, but not in every mix, because that's not where we need to be.
Okay, and this link up, Drumma SC. I want to call you Drumma South Carolina so bad.
That's what it stands for.
Yeah, that's what it stands for. So, yeah.
So how did this link up happen? I know you both heavy, one in South Carolina, one in North Carolina. Tell me how this link up happened, though.
Yeah, we linked up initially. We met 2005, 2006. We've been working on different projects together, LAH Entertainment and solo. So about 2011, 2010, we started going real heavy with it, and we started doing our own separate things. We never really linked up for an actual project, just us collectively. But now we just figured it's that time. It's time to move forward with it, and Out the Way is the first single from the project. So
now, Out the Way is your first single, but if you can go all the way back to your original projects, how did you jump onto the music scene before working for that label?
Go ahead, Drum.
Oh, so yeah. Should I say about? Well, I've always been kind of around in the music or whatever for a while. I did an internship for YBZ while they were with Youngbloods and Sean Paul from the Youngbloods back in 2006. So I kind of branched off and started doing some things then. I had a group called the Transfers that I was in a group with when I was in college at Winthrop University. We ended up connecting around that time. I started working on solo projects. Actually put out a project in 2018 solo called God and Diamonds. So yeah, I've been working on music. We've been working on music collectively or separately and collectively for a long time now. So
very long time. Dee Dray, what's good? Like, I know that you've been working on the music since well before I met you. And then you teach music, or you're a counselor. Let's get into that, all of that.
Teaching music. I really don't do that, but me and Drumma, we're working on and working with some artists now where we're doing A&R, artist development, marketing, different things with, and also event planning, creating jingles for independent businesses and and ideas. Drumma, he does web design and logo designs and things. So we both very creative outside of just the music, and working with other artists, showing them the different ways that they can become successful, even more successful, and take it further than Drumma and I have already. But as far as with my beginnings, I went to performing arts middle school and high school, but my dad is a pastor, so I grew up in the church singing and playing drums. Went to a middle school and high school for drums and vocal music, where I was in operas, different plays, performed with Kenny Rogers, Dave Brubeck, a famous jazz composer. Then as I started doing hip hop more and more, I started opening up for different people like Nipsey Hussle, Keith Murray, me and Drumma opening up for 2 Chainz and Sean Garrett and so many others. The list can go on and on and on. but also with that, Drumma and I, we actually met through one of my guys named Michael Curtis, and we go back to Buffalo. And Mike's actually Mike married a girl who I went to high school with, and that's how middle school and high school with. And that's how I met Mike. I met Drumma through Mike because Mike's a producer, actually on tour with TLC and Blackstreet and Guy and a bunch of other people. Jodeci. Jodeci playing bass guitar. Him and his brother E. Will. So that's how me and Drumma really met. And then when LAH happened, that's how you met us too. I don't know if you remember that interview that you had did with LAH, and we were in the magazine for the magazine.
I did the interview.
It was all in the same magazine, but I know you were there at the interview at Red at 28 in the Nota, because that's where we shot the photos.
I think that was the first interview I did with you. Like, that was the first time I heard you spit, and I'm like, dang, this boy is hot, like fire. So. Yeah. I feel like even just watching you, I've watched you too, Drumma. Like I've known you before today. Let's just say
that's
that.
When you met Drumma.
Well, we never really. We didn't have we didn't talk. I talked to you.
Okay.
Yeah, we never talked, but he was always someone that I kept my eye on because, you know, from North Carolina and South Carolina, and I was definitely heavy in the music scene back then. You know, just with the artist aspect of it. So knowing who the hot artists were, because I don't just listen to the music for the sound, the instrumentals. I listen for the words. I need to hear some fire, you know, coming up in the golden era of hip hop. And I think that's what you both bring to the table is authentic hip hop. So that's why I don't call you rappers. Rappers rap about just anything. As long as it rhymes and it's got a good beat to it, you're gonna get some sounds. And that's not a diss to your traditional rappers, but hip hop artists are so much more strategic than that.
I wouldn't even say your traditional rappers, because traditionally it came from the intricate rhyme schemes and making sure that, you know, it has some type of substance behind it, and not just, you know, what some may say mumble rap or whatever it is. But the thing I love about Drumma and I is because even though I'm from Buffalo, my dad from Charleston, I've been in the South for over 10, 15 years, right?
Why you still sound like you from New York, though? I can't stand it.
That's the crazy thing. When I go back home, my new nickname is Country. They say I sound country.
I can't.
And I don't hear it either. But they say I'm country. Country as hell, and they know that's what they say. I'm country as hell. But with that being said, and being just so musically inclined, both of us, you're gonna hear those different styles. You're gonna hear the UGK lyrical ability and Outkast influence in Drumma, and the Scarface and that 8-Ball and MJG type of flow, and hear those type of influences in his, and you're gonna hear those Nas's and those Jay-Z's and those up north influences, but you also gonna hear 3 Stacks influence in mine, and Wayne and T.I., and you're gonna hear the same up north influences with Jay and Nas, because we love just music. So you're not just gonna say, okay, here, this is what I expect, because then you're gonna hear something from the left, like I didn't expect Drumma.
I haven't been disappointed in y'all yet. Like, you stick to sonically, like you stick to the blueprint. Like, you may dip off to the left, the right, you still talking about hip hop. At the end of the day, you're talking about from one decade to the next hip hop, and that's what y'all have. So that's why I can respect and appreciate your talents. I mean, I respect and appreciate all talented rappers too, but hip hop, you know, because that, again, that's from my era, and that's when I'm like, okay, they serious, they're telling a story, and that's what people want to hear. We want to hear a story. We want to hear some stupid stuff too. I mean, like, listen,
yeah, because that's life.
Right. So, with your projects, what's the hottest single that you both put out?
Separately. Individually? Okay. Go ahead, John.
Hottest, I would say Talking About still one of my favorites, just because you know, it has that southern vibe, that southern feel with the, you know, like church. You know, you got the organs, you know what I mean? You got the other keys. So yeah, I would say Tombout is probably my favorite. It just give me that dirt road vibe.
Okay. And what about you, Dee Dray?
I love talking about too. That's one of my favorites, drum too, as well.
Right.
I really don't know, because I love a few different records for different reasons. You know, I got ups and downs that I had, and that was spinning on Power 98 and 92.7 the block here consistently for a while, especially shout out DJ T.O. and Elise and everybody up at the Morning House. They was really, and Butterfingers, they was playing it. But then I got so fine with Me and Blues, and that just changed everything as well. So I really love that record. But then Alicia, baby, and we had some dope singles too that was, you know, not with me and Drummer, such as I Believe, and Hands, I call it Hands High, but that wasn't the name. Vibes for Now.
Vibes for Now, for sure.
So Vibes for Now. And we had the other one with the Money on My Mind. I can't remember the name right now, but yeah. So we had some dope records.
Well, big ups to Alicia, baby. Like, she stands out. You know, big ups to her. So with the way that you guys came in, like, you still functioning, like you said, you met a very long time ago. You both have been openers. You both have set the stage. So, and you're still independent, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest lessons that you both learned while getting into the industry? Drummer, I want you to answer first.
Oh, definitely have your business in order. That's one of the main things I learned, you know, even working with YBZ, Sean Paul from Youngbloods, like that. I was just taking notes, you know, getting your licensing, your ASCAP, BMI, and, you know, all of those things. And as well as marketing. Like, I was, you know, helping their, back then it was MySpace and everything like that, as far as like the marketing, social media marketing and everything like that. So from your flyers to your all of your graphics, anything visually, you know, you have to have that content and really engage with your fans and followers and potential followers.
That's right. What about you, Dee Dray?
Hard work beats talent, and talent doesn't work hard. You know, and I would say that also timing and making sure you have the right people around you.
That's right.
Because sometimes, you know, God will close doors, or the universe, whatever you want to see it as, will close the door just because the people around you, they can't walk through that door with you and they're not supposed to. And sometimes you hold on to those people. And that's one of the things, like with me and Drummer, and why we felt this was finally time, because we never really had a chance to put out some music. And when we linked up and we started projects and things, everybody around was saying, listen, Drummer and Dee Dray, they ready. We need to, but it was always one, you know, with this music, you gotta have some type of marketing. It takes finances and resources. And if you don't have the finances, you gotta have the resources.
That's right.
You have to be able to outwork people. And be strategic and meticulous with what you're doing. So those would be more sort of the things that, and networking, really networking. That would be another key ingredient. It's a bunch of things that.
Tunnel vision is one of them. I think, you know, everybody's out trying to, I won't say do the same thing, because you're not putting out the same sound. Just like I'm a blogger, but I'm not putting out the same content, or maybe I am, but you got to stay tunnel vision. You got to stay focused on your prize. And the number one goal is longevity. At the end of the day, you want longevity, and I think you both have achieved that. So with that being said,
can I jump in and say one thing too?
Sure.
Just with what you saying, having tunnel vision. That tunnel vision also consists of not caring about what your loved ones and people close to you say, do, or if they support or not.
That's right.
Know, like a lot of times we get deterred or discouraged because you know, we put out a line of clothing and our family doesn't, they not buying our clothes like we want. We drop some music and they not pumping it like they pumping the other artists who they want. You have a show, you can't, as my dad said, you can't find them with a search warrant. But you know, as soon as somebody else come in town, they buying tickets, they got VIP, they buying shirts, they going crazy. But you can't get them to support you. You can't get discouraged by that. You have to have that tunnel vision and say, you know what? They gonna get on when everybody else get on.
That's right.
Your biggest fans are gonna be strangers who you never met. Just like your Instagram friends who you feel like y'all best friends, but y'all never even met in real life and don't really even really want to meet in real life. But, you know, that's how you have to just have that type of focus and drive in.
Well, you know, that's kind of what I tell people that I talk to, you know, because I've been doing this for a very long time. One minute I'm under a rock, the next minute I'm on the road, you know. So, you know, any course, any path that you walk in, sometimes you're gonna be on the street, sometimes you're gonna be on the grass, you're gonna be somewhere else, but you're getting to where you need to go. So what I tell people is you can't worry about the support. Your friends, they're gonna get tired of supporting you. Then you gotta tap into another market. And that's where your goal is. So you got to stay focused on that other market, not so much your family and friends, because they're going to support you until they get tired, until they say, hey, well, we already know what this person doing, let's move on to the next. You still got to stay focused. That can't be your common denominator. So, and that, like I said, that's what I really respect about y'all. Y'all still going no matter who's on board. Like, y'all got new music coming out now, and you've been doing this over 10 years. So that speaks highly of your passion for it. So are you in love with the craft, or is this, you know, again, destiny?
Go ahead, Drum.
Definitely, I love music. I'm a fan of music. It's therapeutic. It gives me that opportunity to vent when I need to vent. Being able to be creative and just come up with something outside of the box, doing something that nobody else is doing, or just riding on, you know, the same type of frequencies as as other people that are in the industry as well, but making it your own. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
What about you?
Sure, and with me, definitely, you know, I stopped doing music, said I retired. Drummer was like, nah, you owe me a project. Come on, man, stop playing with me.
Right.
So I love music because I love creating, and even the passion with music comes into different capacities and fields and arenas. That's why we're doing the artist management and development and A&R type of work, while we're doing shows for other artists, coming up with marketing plans and schemes for them, to be able to do that. So definitely love the music. And as Drummer was talking, he said just coming up with creative things to say and whatnot. And we have solo music too that's going to be coming out while we're promoting our together project.
Coins.
Yeah, we just gonna flood you with music for the remainder of the year, and just give you so much versatility. You might, my ADHD, I have to do it that way as well, because I just gotta put out music. But I was thinking of a line Drummer said, just creative. He said, the hate never stopped me. I grind, say the line exactly, because I'm gonna mess it up. But the hate never stopped me. I'm grinding, I move by myself like a Ouija. I said, good God Almighty, when Drummer said that. See, that's probably why the people in Buffalo say I'm country now, because I say things like, good God Almighty. But even when Alicia Baby heard that part, she was saying, woo! And I didn't even hear what part she was on. I came over, I said, what part you just hear? She was like, Drummer, I move by myself like a Ouija. I said, yeah, that's a cold line, ain't it? That might be the code. When Drummer said it in the studio, I said, Drummer, just like Will Smith told Mark, don't you ever end a verse any other way. From now on, you end every verse just like that. Don't you ever end another verse no different. Because that line, that's just a cold line to me. I move by myself like a Ouija.
Appreciate it, bro.
Oh, for sure.
I'm glad you said that about Will Smith. Y'all have a camaraderie. Kind of like, not so much Will Smith. Ain't nobody Will Smith on here tonight, okay?
I'm Will sometimes, man. I got my Will moments, man.
We all have our Will moments, but even the lower level people know to tuck crazy back in. Okay, so with that, you gotta be careful when you let the crazy out. Everybody can see that.
You gotta tuck it back in.
You gotta tuck it back in. You gotta keep crazy in the bag. Okay, so. With that being said, what happened at the awards, the camaraderie that you have is very much so like Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry. So then when you're dealing with mental health issues, like y'all still young, y'all still trying to grind, trying to get out there, trying to be heard. Like, what is that like for you mental health wise? You know, first of all, how would you have handled that running to Will Smith's aid at the Oscars? As people who's already faced something like that, not necessarily getting dissed, but just with your music, because everybody's not gonna love what you do. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to talk you off the cliff. Somebody had to speak some common sense into you to pipe down and stay focused. So how would you have handled that at the Oscars? Drumma, you know I'm going to you first.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, first, just to answer you had a lot in that question. So just to unpack it. With the first part, how does this journey weigh on mental health?
That's right.
Very. It weighs on you tremendously. Just for the simple fact, it affects every part of your life, especially when you're unsigned. Even when you sign, it's different devils on every level, right? Yes. New levels, right? But on this level, that's one of the reasons why we created what you see Drumma has on, this thing called Backstages of Fatherhood.
Okay.
You remember, Tawanda, we talked about that a while ago.
Yeah, we had a whole meeting.
Exactly. And we actually started the film production. But the guy who actually shot it, he ended up getting messing with all of our film even after we paid. But we'll talk about that a little later, maybe. But even with that, we started that because we wanted to show people when you're in the entertainment industry, what type of obstacles, trials, tribulations we go through on a regular, especially when you have kids. That makes things more difficult.
Right.
Because if you're married or if you're not married, 2 kids, 1 kid, whatever, different cities, whatever it is, if you're an active father, it's going to weigh heavy, especially when you don't see things manifesting and coming into fruition the way you feel it should. So now sometimes you take off those blinders and you're looking at Instagram, you're seeing other success, but you're not really seeing the failures that they're going through. You just see what they want you to, what they want you to see, but you're also me, I can't settle for average, you see? So when I feel I'm not at the level I want to be at, it's going to weigh. When I can't do certain things that I want to do for the ones I love around me, that's going to weigh on it. When you just feel like you're not at the levels that you should be at because you know you're great, you know that can weigh on your mental health, especially if you have other people in your ear and family members. You might want to try something else because now they're projecting their fears on you, like Will Smith. Back to Will told his son and Pursuit of Happiness. People will project their fears on you. So just different things like that. But I got Drumma to say about Dee Dray. Go ahead, Drumma.
Oh no, you good. But that kind of goes along with what you were saying too. You got to have those blinders on. You got to stay focused. You know, you can't really pay attention to what's going on over here or over there. You know what your goals are. You stay focused on your goals. You always got to have some type of, voice of reason as well to make sure you don't crash out. Have a Will Smith moment. So, like Denzel for instance, in that situation, whatever you do or whatever you higher power or meditation or anything like that to kind of get yourself centered and refocus and get your head clear. You have to do those things and make sure you stay and remain focused and on your path or your goals, rather.
That's right. So which one are you, Will Smith or Tyler Perry? Like, how would you have consoled Will in that moment that he slapped the fire?
I'm Denzel or Tyler.
I might be Denzel in that situation.
Somebody say I ain't Will.
No, I'm gonna be Denzel. I'm gonna pull you to the side, bro. I feel you, but time and place.
I'm in place. That's right.
I'm gonna be Samuel L. Jackson. You dap him up when I win. You make the face like my man. That was no. I'm gonna be more Denzel too. You know, I'm gonna try to get up there. When I see him walking up there, I'm gonna try to get up there because I know he ain't up to no good. He ain't going.
That's right.
But that just goes again to, you never know people's breaking point, and it can't really be just like that. I know spur of the moments, and people who have went to jail just because a quick snap and then snap back into it. So, you know, can't read the comments on Instagram and all of them, and really take it personal. If you're gonna read it, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, or just stay away from it if you're gonna read it, if you can't handle it, rather. So definitely.
Do you think, especially once you get some traction, that it would make sense to go seek counseling as an artist, just so you don't buy into the hype? Because that is hard. I see it all day, every day, with artists having meltdowns on social media just because one person, not all, one person may have said something that struck a chord. So what do you think? And you guys are doing artist development, you're A&Rs now, right?
Right.
So like, how do you look to input that? So that's mandatory. Like, you don't want nobody to come back with pistols coming after y'all. So like, how do you look to help that mental health aspect of what you're doing?
I don't think just artists should seek counseling. I think everybody should seek counseling.
Okay.
Or have an outlet to get it out, whether it's professional or somebody you just trust and talk to, your parents or big sister, big homie, but you have to have somebody who's going to really give you sound advice.
Okay.
Because everybody can't just give you advice, and you shouldn't want to take that. But also implementing certain things like meditation and prayers and etc. Like, for example, you know, I'm not Islamic. I don't really follow one religion, but tomorrow is the start of Ramadan. And I'm partaking in Ramadan. So the 30-day fast began tomorrow for me. Fasting different things, and sometimes you have to do things like that, clear out your system. Just your mind, your spirit, everything, just so everything can be online.
Okay. What about you, Drumma?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. As far as like mental health, I think everyone should have some type of, you know, counseling. I think it's very, very beneficial to, you know, participate in. Like Dee Dray was saying, just having somebody that's able to be that sounding board and give you some great advice, be able to listen to you, see what you're going through, you know, and help you navigate through it. I think it's very important.
That meditating is numero uno. Like, you can't go to everybody and counsel, because everybody, next thing you know, it's in the Facebook post, and you be ready to fight. You Will Smith. And I see you is on site. Okay, so now you both have individualized projects going on, merch. Please tell me about that. Drumma, you go first.
Okay, I got a clothing line called Before Earth Clothing. BeforeEarthClothing.com. My main two shirts that or apparel that I'm pushing right now is hold on one second. Melanin Rich and Alien Drip. So that's something I always try to incorporate in my music and my visuals and music, especially my newer music. Since I've launched the brand in the end of 2019. Then really trying to figure out different ways to get more exposure and, you know, push it more. So I'm definitely integrating it more in you know, my visuals and photography and stuff like that. So.
Okay. And Dee Dray?
I don't really have any personal clothing
brands.
Kids. I just support people like Melanin Rich and Alien Drip. You hear that on one of our singles called Fashion Show. as well as Gwaji, Get Up and Go Get It, and I'm Living Be. Those are a couple of the brands that you'll definitely see me in and supporting, because those are the home teams. And then as far as, again, what we're working on, we both fathers. So we got backstages of fatherhood. So despite the trials and tribulations and setbacks of that, that's coming for sure. We have the Crescendo Company, where that's a marketing and event planning company. We have another event coming up. We just had one called Jokes and Jams, where it was headlined by Jay Bliss, comedian Jay Bliss, but we had people on there like Jersey, Ayo Jers, who you've interviewed, as well as Mookie, Immature, who's part of the No Advisory podcast, Petty P, who's part of the Bandwagon podcast and was part of No Advisory. He actually hosted. We had Sonny the Man, Art Diller, myself, Alicia Baby, all perform as well. Also, I know I'm missing somebody. Who I'm missing, Drum? There was somebody missing.
Be Sincere.
Be Sincere. Can't forget my man, Be Sincere. I apologize. But Be Sincere performed, and Marcus Mason, another comedian, performed as well. So it was a dope event. Now our next one with Crescendo Company, we linked up with my brother Superman, a poet named Superman. So we're gonna do an event called Words and Rhymes, end of April of 2022. So be looking on that. He's gonna bring his team. I'm gonna bring my team. We're gonna do battle of the spoken word artists versus battle of the MCs.
Okay.
Let you know how, who y'all feeling a little bit more. It's kind of a rendition of poetry versus hip hop. Shout out to Queen Sheba and Know That, but we didn't want to steal their idea. But I owe Superman and I'm a ass whooping, excuse my language, from poetry and hip hop. So we gotta bring it back around the block.
We gotta get that back.
Yeah, gotta get that back. So,
I better get invites. That's all I know.
You always get invites.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's just the thing. So you always get the invite. But
right,
words and rhymes. Words and rhymes. Make sure y'all stay tuned for that.
All right. So then my final question: where can viewers follow you, download your music, stay up to date with what y'all got going on? My next question, actually, what is the name of your A&R? Like, do you have an official name?
One MC, and it's kind of, little chat up in the air, but One MC more so, more than likely One MC. Little collaborator stand for One Mic Conglomerate.
Okay.
But One MC, that's all it take, one person. You.
One mic.
Yeah, One Mic. You.
So Instagram handles.
Oh, and can I say one other thing just before we dive into that?
That part.
Just to talk about the artwork. I know you can't really see the whole thing for out the way, but that was actually created by Drumma and I.
Okay.
Even though it's a picture not taken by us, but Shaq and Penny Hardaway, they were two of the NBA's elite. People expected so much greatness out of them in their early years. They ended up separating and going their own way. So Shaq is a member of Omega Psi Phi. Drumma, a member of Omega Psi Phi. Penny Hardaway is a noob. Kappa Alpha Psi, you already know. So shout out to all my noobs too. So definitely wanted to shout that out. But go ahead, Drum, give them your handles and everything.
Oh yeah, all social media platforms at Drumma SC. That's DRUMMA SC, as in South Carolina. Drumma, South Carolina. That's all platforms, from Instagram, your YouTube, Spotify as well, Facebook.
You Dee Dray?
Oh, I missed it.
What did you say, Drumma?
Oh no, you good. That's it. That's all platforms. Everything is the same. Drumma SC.
Yeah, for me it's just Dee Dray, D_Dray, and that's D_E_DRAY. DRAY, not DRE. It's not Dee Ray, it's Dee Dray. On Instagram, that's the only thing. I'm on Facebook. I don't use Facebook, but Instagram. Just Google me. You'll find all the videos of music and anything else you need to hear. I'm on iTunes or Apple and Spotify. You'll just put my name in and you'll find it.
Well, Facebook is for us old folks. Just an FYI, I know this Facebook.
Facebook, I really don't use it, but I still send everything from IG to Facebook. I'm lazy. And I'm not a social media person. I'm not a technology person. As y'all see, I was a little late because I'm trying to get into the thing. I got my glasses on the edge of my nose, like, wait, hold on. So, yeah.
Y'all have a website for any, like, for your music or like what you have going on? Is that a work in progress?
Yeah, it's a work in progress. It's currently in the works. Right now, I used to have I don't currently have Drumma SC anymore, but we're working on a collaborative website to you'll be able to find all of our music in one location.
Okay. See, also we use IG so much with the link tree or LinkedIn, whatever it's called, where all of everything is all right there for you. So if you follow us and Backstage is a Fatherhood, make sure you follow that as well. You'll be able to see everything that we got going on, all of the music, when the music drop, because it's all gonna be right there in that link for you to play.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, you're right. That link tree card has all of your music, but you know, we're visual people. We want to go to a website and just tap.
For sure.
So, but anywho, thank you guys so much. Y'all were bomb. Even you're late behind, but it is what it is. Right? It is on site, Dee Dray.
Listen, first of all, we really want to thank you just for the opportunity. As always, you always been a supportive of mine, of ours, of everything that we had going on.
The top, but I was alone at the bottom. Just $1 in a dream and I ain't even have a dollar. I'm grinding like it's no tomorrow. Yeah, the same ones that counted me out, now they gotta keep counting.